the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that jet-A Jerry O'Lace, Rocket J. Squirrel, and his pal, Bullwinkle the Moose.
Hi, glad to see you again.
Likewise.
We got some great things on the show today.
Like what? Like what?
Well, you ought to know, Bullwinkle. You're in some of them.
Well, let's get started.
This sumptuous hall is the boardroom of the World Shipping Council. These sad-faced men are the biggest men in the shipping industry, and this chart is the reason they look so glum. Here is the level of world shipping just a few weeks ago. Here is the date on which the whaling whale, Maybe Dick, began to swallow boats in one gulp, and here is the level of shipping today.
To use an old nautical term, gentlemen, we're sunk.
But a short distance away, Rocky and Bullwinkle have taken on the fearsome job of fishing for Maybe Dick in a boat supplied by Pericles Parnassus, the great shipping potentate. Unfortunately, as they were saying goodbye, the boat moved away from the dock and Pericles fell into the water. Rocky made a bullseye on him with a life preserver, but he refused to let go of his cane and gloves to take it and sank immediately. Bullwinkle went to his rescue, forgetting in his haste that he couldn't swim.
Bullwinkle!
Downward the moose plunged, and as luck would have it, plummeted right through the center of the life preserver, or almost right through. Actually, he stuck halfway. Desperately, Bullwinkle wigwagged with his feet. While on board the ship, Rocky wrote down what he sent.
S-A-V-E-M-E. Savim? That doesn't make sense.
And Rocky tore the message in half. Fortunately, he happened to glance down at it again before throwing it away.
Save me! Aha, that's the message.
And in a trice, the quick-witted squirrel zoomed from the boat to a nearby crane. Grabbing the hook, he flashed back to Bullwinkle and lassoed his legs. In just a moment, the waterlogged moose was being drawn slowly out of the water.
Did you get Mr. Parnassus, Bullwinkle?
No, I got his walking stick, though. Sure is a heavy thing, too.
Small wonder, for as the other end of the walking stick came into view, Pericles Parnassus was still hanging onto it.
Bullwinkle, you saved him.
How about that now?
Gee, how did you ever manage to get into that little ring?
What bothers me is, how am I going to manage to get out of it?
Meanwhile, back at the boardroom...
Then it's settled, gentlemen. Next week we all become television producers.
I thought we were all going to commit suicide together.
It's the same thing, what?
But the fleet owners were spared that terrible fate.
Hold your heads, gentle people. I got it good news tonight.
What is it,
Tell us,
Parnassus?
tell us,
Tell us
what
all
is it,
about it.
Parnassus?
I just sent Rocky and Bullwinkle to catch Maybe Dick.
No.
What's so good newsy about that? They'll just be swallowed up like all the rest.
But look at the boat I sent them on.
Looks like any other boat to me. Maybe Dick will swallow it, too.
Of course, and look what he swallows.
I say, the ship's full of TNT.
You said it, sport. So when the whale swallows in the boat, kaboom! No ifs, ands, or Maybe Dicks. What about the squirrel and the moose? Gentlemen, to get rid of Maybe Dick, no price is too high to pay.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody else pays it.
All unaware that their ship was a regular living bomb, our heroes stood at the rail waving farewell to the Statue of Liberty as they passed Bedloe's Island.
She's not waving back.
You wouldn't want her to drop the torch, would you?
Yeah, that's right.
Gee, Bullwinkle, I wonder when we'll see her again.
Well, if you'll just look on the other side of the boat, you'll get a nice view.
Sure enough, the boat had swung in a full circle and was heading back where they came from.
What's the matter with that captain anyway?
Maybe he forgot his driver's license.
I don't think he even has one, Bullwinkle.
Yes, the good ship Athabasco weaved in a strange manner and at last headed straight for the Statue of Liberty.
We're gonna crash, Rocky!
Full speed astern, Captain!
Yeah, wherever you are!
But even our heroes didn't know the full extent of their trouble, for that boat, remember, is chock full of high explosive. Don't miss our next episode, TNT for Two, or Fright Cargo.
lesson is mighty important, remember?
Bullwinkle is a...
Not that lesson. This lesson.
Well, on to the ball game.
Finishing practicing your harp, Junior?
Uh-oh. Yeah, Pop.
Good. Now, because you've been such a good boy, I'm going to treat you to another fable.
But what about the Little League?
My boy, I'm thinking of the big league. Life. The biggest game of all. Do you want to be tagged out at home plate when by giving a few minutes attention you could slide in safely? When they pitch you that fastball trouble, don't you want to take a full, easy swing and knock old trouble out of life?
Okay, Pop. Stop with the metaphors. I'll listen.
I knew you'd see it my way, son. Well, the moral of our fable is new solutions bring new problems.
Clear as mud, Pop. What's the fable?
The title is The Sick Lion.
I know just how he felt.
Now, it's a well-known fact that the grandest thing about any lion is his roar. But this particular lion had a problem. Every time he roared, he sneezed.
Oh, dear, there I go again. Quick, my nose drops, my aspirin, my hot water bottle.
Yes, although this lion was kingly, handsome, and brave, he was always imagining that he was sick.
A splendid roar, Your Majesty.
Oh, what's the use? Every time I get off a good roar, I come down with a cold. It's always the same.
You know why this happens, don't you, King?
No, tell me, please, why does it happen?
Because you're sick.
Of course I'm sick. I got this nasty cold in my nose.
That's not what I mean. I mean, you're sick. You need help, Leo, baby. You are a hypochondriac.
Is it catching?
No, I mean, you think you're sick, so you are sick. Now just lie down and tell me, do you ever have the same dream night after night?
Well, now that you mention it, yes. I have this one dream where I'm giving a concert in Carnegie Hall.
It gives me great pleasure to present that superb baritone, Leo de Lion.
Many brave hearts are asleep in the deep, so beware,
Humans sing, lions roar. Humans sing, lions roar. Humans sing, lions roar. Humans sing, lions roar. Humans sing, lions roar.
A very interesting case. Somewhere deep in your mind, you have a mad desire to be a baritone.
You crazy or something? Only humans are singers. That's what my daddy told me. Humans sing, lions roar.
When did he first tell you that?
Well, it happened one day. There was this human lost in the jungle. I think he said he was an opera singer.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Now I'm gonna tell you this once and once only. Humans sing, lions roar. Get that and get it straight.
But, Daddy, I like to sing. Listen. La 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 la.
When I say humans sing and lions roar, I mean just that. Now roar.
Roar.
And it was then I started getting these nasty colds in my... Say, do you think...
Of course I do. Your mind has been fighting against roaring since you were a child. What you really want to do is sing.
But who ever heard of a singing lion?
I just did. Now let's hear a few bars of Genie.
You mean sing it?
Sing it.
I dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair. Why, that's funny. I've completely lost my cold.
Of course you have. Now, if you just sign right here.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a contract, Leo, baby. We're gonna make a fortune. I can see the albums now. Leo the Lion sings Gershwin. Leo goes Latin, swinging down the line. And then, your big opening in Las Vegas. Your name in 10-foot letters. The crowds jam the place. The spotlight hits you, and you sing.
Many brave hearts are asleep in the deep, so beware, beware.
Leo, baby, you're made. You're a great success.
But am I happy?
Are you happy? You got money, haven't you?
That's right.
You're famous, aren't you?
That's right.
You don't have to roar anymore?
That's right.
So you don't have any more colds?
That's right.
Well, then what's not to be happy?
Well, every time I sing, I get a pain in my leg.
And so the lion still went on thinking he was sick. Now, you remember the moral, Junior?
Sure, Pop. Psychoanalysis is good, I'm told, but it never cures the common cold.
Why don't you go play ball, Junior?
I knew you'd see it my way, Pop.
Yes.
Hi there, culture lovers. Today's poem is called The Wind. Wind machine, please. I saw you toss the kites on high and blow the birds about the sky. And all day long I heard you pass like ladies' skirts across the grass. Oh, wind, blowing all day long. Oh, wind that sings so loud. Uh-oh. Oh, you that are so strong and cold! Ding-dong hurricane is what? Oh, blower, are you young? Well, there goes the poem. Turn it off! Turn it off! Boy, what kind of wind machine was that?
Your kind, Moose.
My kind?
Sure. Big blowhard.
And now...
Hey, Rocky! Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. See? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Wrong hat.
And now it's time to meet Mr. Peabody.
Hello out there, Peabody here. Tell me, Sherman, in what sport is the term putt utilized?
Motorboat racing.
Motorboat racing?
Sure. You know, putt, 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 putt.
In 1870, the world's first golf match was played, and today Sherman, his outboard motor, and I will not only witness this historic event, but will participate in it. Set the way back for St. Andrews, Scotland, Sherman.
Putt, 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 putt,
I set the way back controls myself, and in a matter of seconds, we were standing on Scotland's only golf course. Two gentlemen were in the midst of teeing off.
That's your 30th stroke, Angus, and you've yet to tee off.
Oh, I'm teed off all right.
How can that man expect to play golf, Mr. Peabody? His hands are all bandaged.
Pardon me, sir, but have you had an accident?
That was no accident. McSnide here sent me flowers.
Then you go blaming me for catching poison ivy.
It's a grudge match we're playing. If McSnide wins, then Scotland has to play the game of golf, according to McSnide's rules.
That's 51 strokes.
We can't let him get away with that, Mr. Peabody.
Sherman was right. I substituted for the ailing Angus and prepared to tee off with a deficit of 51 strokes.
You'd best be wary, Mr. Peabody. McSnide is a tricky rascal.
A gross understatement, for while I was taking a practice swing, McSnide replaced my round ball with a square one. I drove exactly 250
yards?
Inches. Fortunately, McSnide's clubs were as crooked as he, and he drove his first into the rough.
Good luck to you, and watch McSnide.
This wasn't easy to do, for I had my hands full trying to approach the green. Hacking my way up the fairway, I looked more like a frustrated dice player than a golfer. While I was so engaged, McSnide used the rough to good advantage.
I'm taking no chances, McPherson. Go to the 9th hole and build a trap so that just in case my opponent gets lucky, he'll fall in and forfeit the match.
Hey, McSnide. I'll build the deepest trap you ever saw.
I finished the first hole with a bogey 84. McSnide was 3 under par.
Give up?
A Peabody never gives up. Sherman, I'll use a round ball from now on. The second hole was 400 yards away, and due to a sudden shifting of the wind, my drive fell short of the cup, 3 feet short.
Hoot, mon, that's the longest drive I've ever seen.
You think that was long? Wait till the next hole.
By the time we reached the 9th green, I was practically even with McSnide. The 9th, you'll recall, was the green McPherson had booby-trapped.
You putt first, Peabody, and lots of luck. He'll step on that green and fall halfway to China.
I stepped on the green all right and promptly putted my ball into the cup.
What a shot, Mr. Peabody. One more like that and you'll be in front.
We left the green and approached the 10th tee. McSnide stayed behind.
I can't understand it. I told McPherson to dig a trap under this green. And if there's anything I can't stand, it's a man who disobeys orders. Wait till I see that McPherson. I'll give him a piece of my mind.
It wasn't until the 18th hole that McSnide caught up with us.
Where have you been, Mr. McSnide?
I had to replace a divot. What's the score?
Mr. Peabody is 20 under par.
Oh?
How are you doing?
I've had troubles, lad. I'm only 30 under par.
He's still in front of you, Mr. Peabody, with only this hole left to play. What are you going to do?
Beat him, of course. Hand me my number 1 wood. It was then that Sherman discovered we were short on clubs.
Somebody swiped everything but the putter.
Looks like you'll have to forfeit.
Not as long as I have a putter.
You can't putt here, Mr. Peabody. There's a lake that sits in front of the green.
This will require timing. I studied the grass carefully.
Shoot, man, shoot, or else you lose.
I shot. The ball rolled gently down the fairway, hit a rock, bounded into the air, landed on a duck's back. The duck took off across the lake, became airborne, and while directly over the green, lost the ball. And of course, as I had figured, the ball fell exactly into the very center of the cup.
You did it, Mr. Peabody. You win. Doesn't he, Mr. McSnide?
McSnide was in no condition to answer.
The only thing I don't understand is why Mr. McSnide wanted to change the rules of golf.
Well, you see, McSnide objected to the use of a golf ball.
What did he expect to play with?
Potatoes. He owned a potato farm and hoped to make a fortune selling them to golfers.
But who ever heard of hitting a potato with a golf club?
Oh, come now, Sherman. Surely you've heard of mashy potatoes? Pass the gravy.
When we left our heroes last time, their boat was headed straight for the Statue of Liberty, and unknown to them, that boat was full of high explosive.
Captain!
Whoever you are!
Full steam astern, abaft and below, and all that stuff!
And while you're about it, stop the boat, too!
No use shouting anymore, Bullwinkle. We don't even know where he is.
But let's look on the bright side, Rock.
What's that?
We know where he isn't.
Come on, we only got a few seconds.
And as the boat drew nearer and nearer the Statue of Liberty, our heroes looked all over the main deck and the bridge.
He's not here, Rock!
You don't suppose he's below, do you?
Below what?
Follow me.
And Rocky and Bullwinkle dashed down to the engine room just in time to hear...
Sailing over the Marjorie Main.
Bullwinkle, do you hear what I hear?
Of course, we're on the same channel, Rock.
That sounds like Captain Peter Wrong-Way Peach Fuzz.
And what's more, it is.
Bless my stars and garters, it's Rocky Squirrel. How
There's
did
no
you...
time to talk now, Captain. Shove those controls to full speed ahead.
You out of your mind, Rocky? We'll bash into the Statue of Liberty for sure and all.
Yes, the Athabasco was right on the verge of disaster as Captain Peachfuzz grabbed for the engine controls, and then... With a fearsome sound, the ship reversed direction and began to travel backwards.
But you said full speed ahead, Rocky.
Sure, I know we do just the opposite.
Well, Rocky, what are you doing up here on the bridge?
The bridge? This here room is below the waterline.
A sunken bridge. These new vessels are pretty modern.
Captain, you haven't changed an iota.
Yeah, and you're supposed to change him every 1,000 miles.
Well, it wasn't long before Rocky and Bullwinkle had Captain Peachfuzz straightened out and in the right place.
Well, you're the boss, Rocky. Where to?
Well, any place we can fish for Maybe Dick.
Maybe Dick!
You know about him, I take it.
Yes, and I have only one thing to say to you boys.
What's that?
Abandon ship!
Grab him, Bullwinkle!
Got him!
Now, don't be silly, Rocky. Nobody goes fishing for the Wailing Whale. Let's go back.
All right, Captain. You can set our course for home.
Rocky, we gonna give up already?
Shh. Remember what happened earlier in the episode?
You're not gonna repeat the same joke.
They liked it once, they'll love it twice.
Yo-ho, lads! We're homeward bound.
And giving the wheel a hearty spin, the addle-brained skipper headed directly out to sea.
Well, we might as well get started, Bullwinkle. Break out the fishing tackle.
In a few minutes, Bullwinkle had assembled their special whale gear. A telephone pole and 2 miles of cable with an anchor for a hook.
What's a rowboat for, Bullwinkle?
Well, maybe Dick likes to swallow ships, you know.
So?
This is bait.
And the good ship Athabasco plowed ahead as our boys trolled for the Wailing whale.
Only one thing bothered me, Rob.
What's that?
If Maybe Dick grabs that anchor, do we have him or does he have us?
Never fear, Bullwinkle. Remember, it's for home and mother.
Personally, my mother never cared for fish. She was more of a...
Bullwinkle!
Where? Oh, that's me.
Bullwinkle, I got the strangest feeling that somebody's watching me.
Of course, it's me.
No, somebody else.
In the middle of the ocean, pish tush, Rocky, and may I say, fie. There's nobody here but us and the captain.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But at that moment, a strange single eye was watching Rocky carefully, not from on board, but from the ocean itself. Who is this strange intruder, and what does he want? We'll find out next time in Underwater Eyeball or The Deep Blue Sea.
Well, I guess that about wraps up another Rocky show.
Certainly hope you enjoyed it. I did. I always say...
Bullwinkle, time for us to go.
Already? Okay, but first, here are some of the people who made this show impossible.
That's not all.
The fingers get tired. Oop! Got away from me again.
Well, see you next time. Ready, Bullwinkle? Hurry!
Oop!